I can go through solid matter. Nothing stops me. In a minute I will cross the holy mountain. Wait for me here. I got to the other side of the mountain in less than a minute.
How long till you reach the summit?
Oh no, I can only advance horizontally. And that's enough. From bottom to top, I can't do. But anyway, I am a champion! I have conquered the holy mountain horizontally! Horizontally! I am a champion! I am a champion!
Yes, you are, sir. You are indeed a champion. And I'm feeling like a champion right now because we're up to episode 299 of Nick the Rat Radio. That's crazy. Coming to you from the sewers of Brooklyn, New York, I am Nick the Rat. I gotta talk about some stuff before we start the show. Last week, we had the amazing Mike Riley as a guest. There's a pre-recorded video. It was a hour and a half. I usually like to run the entire interview at the beginning of the show, so if you're there to see the person I'm interviewing, you could just tune in and just listen to the first chunk, and then you could be like, all right, I'm out of here. I spaced it out the entire show. It was like a 4-hour-long show, and truthfully, those Oktoberfest beers, they really fucked me up. I was not expecting. I was not expecting the punch from the Oktoberfest German beers, whatever the fuck they were, but they really did. Oh boy, I was by the end of the last episode, little Nick the Rat was in the other room puking. It was, I don't know what happened. I don't know what I was saying. If I said anything to upset you or your mother, I'm sorry. So to stay off that beer, I know it's because I drank it was September. It was September 1st there, Net. He said that it's because I drank the Oktoberfest in August. I was drinking the Oktoberfest in September. But September, because of the great unraveling, sometimes good things come out of when reality falls apart. Yeah, they weren't ripe yet. They needed one more month. The thing is, though, the unraveling is causing things to fall apart, which is usually bad, but it's actually ripped a hole in the calendar, in the time-space continuum, and now September is Halloween Eve. So tonight we're just gonna enjoy scary stories. We got some really scary stories. The first scary story I'm gonna tell you. Make sure you save files that come to you from the live recordings of the studio that was being used by Mystery Man to tell a story. And I saunter into the room after he's done, and I deleted his file. He had an original scary story he was going to tell. And I deleted it. Fucking nuked it. So tonight you're not going to be hearing his original story. He did make it up by reading 2 short stories from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. So there's going to be 2 stories instead of 1, but they're not going to be original. Make sure, see Windows Nick's Rat come. Whoa. All right, so let's just see what happens this week by drinking, instead of German beer, we got, I think this is a product of Austria called Mantleroff. I don't know what it is. But, oh, look at that. My camera just fucking rips a hole in space-time and sucks. But, yeah, we're going to have some of this here wine. I think it's wine. I don't know. It's in another language. It says Gruner Veltliner. Niederstrafskenreit Qualerstrastwini. The only thing I can read is product of Austria on it. So let's, I don't know if wine makes a noise when you open it. It's not even a fucking cork. It's a This show's gonna end bad. Should I just chug it from the bottle or pour it? You know, fuck it. You know, it's not that bad. Usually, it's actually, it's okay. I believe that it's Austrian mountain panther piss. Ned, you might be right. I've never tasted Zindu. He's got this radiation glow to him. I wouldn't really get too close to Zindu, but he does have some news. He's going to be. He sent in. I didn't delete those. Thank you, Zindu, for being covered in radiation. Me not wanting to touch any of your stuff. What else? Wait, I had some other stuff that I had to talk about. Important stuff. Diane, do we have notes? This podcast has run so well. No, we're going to talk about that next break, Diane. Put your shirt back on. See, Diane thought that it would be nice if she wrote the notes on her chest. She thought it would make it, because she's always like, Nick, you're looking at my chest. I'm like, no, I'm not. But now she's writing the show notes on them, so now I have to. So it's not my fault. It's your fault. It's also currently 11:11. So make a wish or something. Make a wish foundation. I'm sure the thing that I wanted to remember will not come back to me, which is fine. But it wasn't that important. But we do got music. We got news. We got phone calls. We're gonna have open lines. We're gonna have oh yeah. The show, there is a show topic too, because, but you know what? I'll wait till we come back from the break to explain why we're going to be talking about what we're talking about tonight. It does get pretty interesting. We're going to be learning stuff together. But first, let's listen to some music. We got Dream with Homesick.
I hate the way you talk to me and the way you cut your hair. I hate the way you drive my car. I hate it when you stare. I hate your big dumb combat boots and the way you read my mind. I hate you so much it makes me sick. It even makes me rhyme. I hate it when you make me laugh. Even worse when you make me cry. I hate it when you're not around. And the fact that you didn't call. I mostly I hate the way I don't hate you. Not even close. Not even a little bit. Not even at all.
I was watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, as one does when they have nothing to watch. I've actually never really watched that show. Sorry, a lot of marijuana smoke inside the sewer. I'm up to like season 3 now, I think. Xander is finally acting sort of like a person. He's chasing around Buffy a little bit way too hardcore. Xander just got busted for in real life. I think his name is like Nick something, Nick the Rat. No, I am not Xander. I'm not the Xander you look for. Got busted for filling out prescription drugs for under his brother's name or some shit. How did he get caught? He must have got caught doing something else. I'm not going to watch Angel. I'm not doing it. Angel is part of the reason I'm very upset about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I don't know how this show is on the air for as long as it was. It's a good show. It's cheesy fun, but so Angel loves Buffy. First of all, he's like 3,000 years old, and Buffy is 16. I don't think that's I think you might want to find somebody a little bit more experienced there, Angel. The second thing is about Angel is whenever Buffy is in, I'm not saying anal, Cyborg Dave. I'm saying Angel, not anal. If you want to go into the troll room, it's Zero Node and Sewer Chat. You can find it. Go to nicktherat.com and click social. Find stuff. Angel wants to bone this little girl, and she always gets in trouble. And he goes to a librarian and some other kids to go save her. You know, her friends. He's always like, where's Buffy? Yeah, she's in trouble? And like, yeah, she's in trouble. She's at this house like 5 blocks away. And she's at the mall like a mile away. Let's say that. Yeah, mall a mile away. This fucking vampire who could probably fly, like turn to a bat and fly away, or run real fast, or some bullshit, or at least has like, I don't know, some way of moving faster than an old librarian and some teenage kids. He goes with them. He's like, oh, let's show up together as a group, because that's the most efficient thing ever. But that fucking dude turned to a bat, fly over to get Buffy and save her. Jeez. It's some grade A bullshit writing. The show is also so cheap to produce too. Like it's always in one school. It's always the same room. It's got one room. They might change the room for the episode, and the monster, they might take like 3 pictures of it, and that's it. And then the rest is like little henchmen, and she beats the shit out of. Very, very formulaic. But, you know, if you're doing like syndicated TV, you have to be formulaic. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to fucking pump these out at the pace you have to pump them out, right? But then I was thinking about Buffy. Actually, no, I wasn't thinking about Buffy. I was thinking about Sarah Michelle Gellar. How old was she when she did that show? I got to actually check this out. Really, Sarah Michelle Gellar's age as Buffy. Actually, I should just look up her name and go to her Wikipedia, because that question was way too detailed of a question. Let's figure this out ourselves. She was born in 1977. All right, 1977. Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV show. 1997. She was born in 1977. The show came out in 1997. 70, 80. She was 20. Okay, she was playing 4 years older than... but those 4 years, those are big 4 years. I mean, a 60-year-old... I mean, a 16-year-old. Then again, she was 16 in the 3rd season. So if she was 16 in the 3rd season, the 1st season, she was probably like 15. And either way, think these TV shows affect culture. Because 16-year-old kids are watching this show. And they're like, I don't look anything like Sarah Michelle Gellar. Watching like 90210 and shit on TV. And they're like, well, then we have to... It's like fake reality. And they show it to kids as being real reality. And it probably morphs what the future is or something. It's kind of devious, but you know, it's fucking reality. We all have to, you know, watch out for ourselves. You have to use your brain. Most people don't use their brains. That's the problem with reality. One of them, but and the episode I was watching was about cults and stuff. It got me thinking about cults. And boy, oh boy, did I find something cool. Oh yes, I did. I'm going to read some of it tonight. It's official too, because, you know, sometimes you read about, also, like, what is the best kind of cult? Like, everything's a cult. Like, there's a cult of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I'm sure. But the best cults are usually like the occult cults. The occult cults, you know, cults that are a little bit darker and mysterious and strange and all that. And they're the more fun cult. And I found a whole PDF, and it comes from the Office of Justice Programs. OJP.gov has this file there, a PDF file. Now, oh boy, hold on, I gotta just bring this up really quick. What is this thing called here? It's Satanic Cult Awareness. This is on an official government website, and it's about satanic cult awareness. It's a wild read. OJP.gov. Now, you could get this PDF if you want. You could go get it right now. You could go see what I'm talking about, or you could just wait till I tell you some of the stuff in it. But yeah, let me... OJP.gov. Yeah, OJP.gov, and look up satanic cult awareness. 140554. PDF got some wild pictures. It's got some people in hoods holding up a crucifixion upside down. This training manual is the result of compiling information from several years of occult investigations, including volumes of written documentation from several investigators across the nation. Then it lists a couple of people that have PhDs or PDs. What's PD? Private investigator? Like there's Dan Griffiths, PhD, Tiffany, Ohio. Oh, that's just a police department. These are like doctors and stuff from police departments, but we're gonna get into this. This is craziness. Like that. This is there. It's real. I don't like to read fake shit to you people, so we're gonna be going over this real stuff. We're talking about cults, and it's gonna be a fun time. But let's listen to another song really quick, and we're gonna be right back with more Nick the Rat. We're gonna be talking about cults. We're gonna have some scary stories, I think, maybe, and some news, perhaps, and. Yeah, but we'll open the phone lines too right after we do the donation segment. Right after this, so let's listen to Surf. I made a lot of tracks, but I can't think of a name for this one. By Surrey. All the music's on SoundCloud. Go there. Likes.
I think that's all of it.
I can't go back to my old life sober. It's so empty.
Okay. Here's the secret to being happy. Just pretend you are happy, and eventually you'll forget you're pretending.
Welcome back to Nick the Rat. That was a trippy song there. I totally butchered the name. It was just way too long to read. It goes off of the Winamp milk drop thing. I can't read it. But what I can read are pictures and the funnies. Okay, now are thank yous. I can read thank yous. I'm gonna be going over some donations. You could donate to the show, and show me your love. Show me your love. If you'd like, you go to nicktherat.com and donate, and it'll let me know that I'm not talking to myself here, which would be fine too, because I talk to myself all day. That's why I was like, hey, why not just whoa, why not just thank some people? It looks like there's I read the initials, I read the donation amount, and the notes, if there's any notes. This one says, keep it up, Mr. Rat. I have no problem keeping it up. Except last week when I was really drunk. That was 33. Holy that's a great, thank you so much for that. It's a beautiful amount. And thank you, BB King. It's not BB King. We got more donations here. Boy, am I! Whoa, this is a good one. This is GS with a $10 subscription. Thank you so much, GS. Thank you. The more people donate, the less I'll delete files off of people in the office's computers. Mystery Man, I'm sorry. Please. He just left. Diane just said that Mystery Man did leave some recordings that we could listen to. Well, this is good. He looked mad. He looked very upset with me. We got, looks like we have one more donation here. We have NW with a 420 subscription. It's been around for a long time. Thank you so much, NW. Namaste. Let's just check the Twitch stream, see if there's any donations there. I always forget the Twitch stream. Let's see, I got a couple people to follow. Dude named Carl gave me a sub with Prime 3 days ago. Thank you so much. Quirkus, too. Whoa. Oh, I think I missed this last week, Quirkus. There's a lot of stuff that I was missing because I was really intoxicated. And Quirkus did she resubbed Tier 1. She writes, Nick the Rat. Thank you so much, Quirkus. We also have a P.O. Box. Brooklyn, New York. 90 fucking something. 549, 9549. Is that it? I always forget the address that my P.O. box is at because I got too much stuff floating around in my head already. Passwords to OnlyFans in there and stuff. Let me just do a quick check on nicktherat.com and social. That's where that is. It's not even under donate. Nick, P.O. Box 9549, Brooklyn, New York 11209. I did get two envelopes. Ow. Let's open these envelopes. Oh, what is this? A win for life? Let's do the win for life. This is for Blitzed. Here we go. Let's see if I have one for life here. A little scratchy. That's a lose. Lost it there. It's a loss. We got nothing here. We got nothing there. We got Actually, I just won $10. Thank you, Win for Life. New York City lottery. I got a 16 out of 14. Awesome. We got I'll send that to you, Blitz. We got some. Let's open these and try not to dox anybody. $5 Thank you for your show, Sir Cross-Stitch. Sir Cross-Stitch, yeah. I don't know what I'm saying. Sir Stitch. Thank you so much for the 5. I'll go to the deposit that. It looks like we got this other one, and I have an idea what it might be. Another 42 cents from Sir Mike Crotch, PhD. Memo. Mystery total 420. More coming. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you. Well, I thank you for everybody that has donated, and it makes me feel real special. Sometimes I stay up night thinking about all of you people. In between long spats of video games and pornography. But you guys are in there. You take up a nice chunk of my brain. And cheers to everybody in the sewer. And just want to say thank you for caring. You know, maybe we should just play. Let's see what Mystery Man sent us. We're since people did donate, they're here. They're not here for me. They're here for the content, right? I'm an in-betweener. Let's see what he sent. Oh boy.
This is Mystery Man. I've just been informed that Nick has deleted the last story I sent to him. So, in lieu of a Mystery Man original, we're going to read from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. This story is called Strange and Scary Things. Pioneers used to entertain themselves by telling scary stories. At night, they might gather in somebody's cabin or around a fire and see who could scare the others the most. Some girls and boys in my town do the same thing today. They get together at somebody's house, and they turn out the lights, eat popcorn, and scare one another half to death. Telling scary stories is something people have done for thousands of years. For most of us, like being scared in that way. Since there isn't any danger, we think it's fun. There are a great many scary stories to tell. There are ghost stories. There are tales of witches, devils, boogeymen, zombies, and vampire. There are tales of monstrous creatures and of other dangers. There are even stories that make us laugh at the scariness. Well, this is just a fucking intro to the book.
What the
Let's
hell?
get to an actual scary story. Sorry about that, people. Sorry. But I'm going to leave it into the recording since Nick has already fucked up.
Oh,
This one is called
fuck.
The Big Toe. A boy was digging at the edge of the garden when he saw a big toe. He tried to pick it up, but it was stuck to something, so he gave it a good hard jerk, and it came off in his hand. Then he heard something groan and scamper away. The boy took the toe into the kitchen and showed it to his mother. "It looks nice and plump," she said. "I'll put it in the soup and we'll have it for supper." That night, his father carved the toe into 3 pieces, and they each had a piece. Then, they did the dishes, and when it got dark, they went to bed. The boy fell asleep almost at once, but in the middle of the night a sound awakened him. It was something out in the street. It was a voice, and it was calling to him. "Where is my toe?" it groaned. When the boy heard that, he got very scared, but he thought, "It doesn't know where I am. It will never find me." Then he heard the voice once more, only now it was closer. "Where's my toe?" It groaned. The boy pulled the blankets over his head and closed his eyes. I'll go to sleep, he thought. When I wake, it will be gone. But soon he heard the back door open. And again he heard the voice.
What'd he say? I can't hear him.
Then the boy heard footsteps move through the kitchen, into the dining room, into the living room, into the front hall. Then slowly they climbed the stairs. Closer and closer they came. Soon they were in the upstairs hall. Now they were outside his door. The voice groaned. His door opened. Shaking with fear, he listened as the footsteps slowly moved through the dark towards his bed. Then they stopped. The voice groaned.
I'm sorry I deleted your file. We got Earthheart with You Make Me Feel So Young. We'll be right back with, we're going to open the phone lines too.
You make me feel so young. You make me feel so spring or sprung. And every time I see you grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak, I wanna go play hide and seek. I wanna go and bounce the moon just like a toy balloon. You and I are just like a couple of tots running across the meadow, picking up lots of forget-me-nots. You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung, bells to be rung, and a wonderful flame to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray, I'm gonna feel the way I do today, 'cause you make me feel so young. You make me feel so young. You make me feel so spring and sprung. And every time I see you grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak, I wanna go play hide and seek. I wanna go and bounce the moon just like a toy balloon. You and I are just like a couple of tots running across that meadow and picking up those forget-me-nots. You made me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung and bells to be rung and a wonderful flame to be flung. And even when I'm old and grey, I'm gonna feel the way I do today, 'cause you make me feel so young. You make me feel so young. You make me feel so young. Ooh, you make me feel so young.
Sarah Michelle Gellar makes me feel old. Welcome back to Nick the Rat Radio. We're going to open the phone lines. We can talk about anything. If you want to talk about Star Trek, we could. It's the 55th anniversary of Star Trek. Today is Star Trek Day. So may the Force be with you. And don't forget to eat the sewer snacks while you're watching George Lucas pornographies. What? I don't know. We're going to listen to some voicemails. 917-719-5923.
What? No. Oh, no. Oh, no. The entire universe is going to collapse. Oh, man. Oh, man. Somebody should call somebody. Oh, you know what? I got it. Hey, call,
917-719-5923.
Hey, Nick, I just wanted to qualify. I wanted to clarify about that CIA question. The CIA gave him a book deal.
Yeah.
You know, on No Agenda, JCD talks about how that's one way that the CIA will push people through, is they'll give them book deals. They'll get people going around, they'll write some bullshit book that nobody actually is reading, the New York Times bestseller, and then they'll put them on a $250,000 book tour around the country to push some bullshit. So obviously we know Mike Riley's and anyway, just keeping an eye out there, Nicola. Okay, see.
Mike works with the FBI, so don't get twisted. Very good point, though. They've come to me to give me a book deal, and I was like, no, I don't want your filthy money. Stupidest decision in my life. What are we talking about here? We got some stuff to talk about here. We got that PDF about cults. Where did that go? Oh, there it is. Oh, it was here. Yeah, let's go here. There's very interesting stuff here. I'm just going to skip to some stuff that I think is the most interesting. I think part one, there's a one here. If you're following along, it's a page 5, and then there's some stuff here. Cult techniques of psychological manipulation. Isolation. These are some things in there. Loss of reality induced by physical separation from society and rational reverences. Deep respect for someone or something. Regard or treat with deep respect. With rational, from society and rational deep respect. That's okay. Hypnosis. This is Scott Adams stuff right here. A state of high suggestibility induced by hypnosis, often thinly disguised as meditation. Later we'll be doing some meditation later during the advertisement segment. Don't worry about that. We got peer group pressure, suppression of doubt and resistance to new ideas achieved by exploiting the natural need to belong. Love bombing. Ooh. Wow. Oh, this is kind of reminding me of NVIXM over here. I read about Keith Rainier's love bombing on. Never mind. Actually, they never really talked about the sex. They just talked about the burning of the leg and I wanted to hear some of that. Anyway, let's see. Love bombing, sense of family and belonging contrived through hugging, kissing, touching, and flattery. Oh. Well, I just want to let everybody in the sewer know that you guys are beautiful. We got removal of privacy, loss of ability to evaluate logically achieved by preventing private contemplation. There's sleep deprivation and fatigue. You know, the show goes on kind of late, doesn't it? Disorientation and vulnerability created by prolonged mental and physical activity and withholding adequate rest and sleep. Also, I'm doing this on Twitch. There's games. Need for direction when playing games with obscure rules increases dependency on the group. Ooh, I like this one. Need for direction when playing games with obscure rules increases dependency on the group. This all sounds kind of weird. This is sounding. The more I read this I think the CIA is or whatever government outlet that made this. They're. We got meta communication, subliminal messages implanted by stressing certain keywords or phrases in a long, confusing lectures. No questions. Ooh. Automatic acceptance of beliefs accomplished by discouraging questions. Oh, this is sounding very odd, very strange here. Huh. No questions. Don't ask questions. Let's see what else we got here. I didn't read through all these before, but that's some profound stuff here. You could really take control of a person's life if you did these few things right here. You could have your own cult. Confusing doctrine. This is like the games one, isn't it? You gotta, let's see, complex lectures on incomprehensible doctrine, encourage rejection of logic and blind acceptance. In the sewers, you're not allowed to ask questions, and the rules always change. So you might be able to ask me first. Rejection of old values, acceptance of new lifestyle accelerated by constantly denouncing former values and beliefs. Confession. Destruction of personal egos, increased vulnerability to new techniques, and recruits weaknesses revealed through sharing innermost secrets to new teachings and recruits. Yeah, that's like what Keith Raniere did. Apparently, they said that you should give us some blackmail so you don't lose sight of the goal. And people were just like, "Yeah, here's some blackmail. Now you go to jail because I'm stupid." A lot of people are stupid though. We all get pulled into these cults, sometimes forcefully. Let's see, there's guilt, teaching of eternal salvation reinforced by exaggerating sins of the former lifestyle. When was this written? Was this written yesterday or like? Fear, loyalty, and obedience to group maintained by threatening soul, life, or limb for the slightest negative thought, word, or deed. Chanting and singing, non-cult input screened out by demanding repetition of mind-narrowing chants or phrases when faced with non-cult ideas. This is wild stuff here. Let me get through this a little faster here. We got disabilitation, abdication of adult responsibility encouraged by orchestrating childlike behavior. Whew. Change of diet, disorientation, increased susceptibility to emotional arousal achieved by depriving the nervous system of necessary nutrition through the use of low-protein, childlike food. Ooh, chicky nuggies. Controlled approval, vulnerability, and confusion maintained by altering reward and punishing similar actions. Dress, individually removed by demanding conformity to the group dress code. Flaunting hierarchy, acceptance of cult authority produced by promising achievement, power, and salvation. Finger pointing, false sense of righteousness created by pointing to the shortcomings of the outside world and other cults. Oh, you always have to point fingers at the other cults. Replacement of relationships, pre-cult families destroyed by arranging cult marriages and families. Ooh, I didn't know you could get hooked up in cults. This sounds pretty good now. Financial commitment, increased dependency on the group achieved by burning bridges to pass through the donation of all assets. Well, fuck. That's pretty wild stuff right there. Diane, what do you think? Don't know. I didn't want you to answer that, Diane. I was just I'm pointing a finger. It kind of reminds me of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. They come down here, they take over, and then when you're different and like you're living the old lifestyle, you're not living that new lifestyle of being an alien or whatever. They all just point and scream at you until you just accept that you gotta turn into that. Let's listen to a voicemail really quick just to break up that craziness that I just read because, boy, oh boy, I'm a little actually worried now. I think there's a lot of cults out there in the government and on TV and maybe even in the sewer.
What? There's a beef? Nick, you're right. You're fucking awesome.
Oh,
I was going to tell you that. Huh?
You're fucking awesome too. Cheers to you. Let's listen to a song together. So, let's hold hands and let's eat some chicken nuggies. Amtech with Wait For You.
And I will wait for you. And I will wait for you. And I will wait for you. And I will wait for you. Come to
Thank you, Servo.
the garden, darling. I will wait for you. Here I will sit till morning like true lovers do. Come to the garden, darling. I will wait for you. Here I will sit till morning like true lovers do. Come to the garden, darling. I will wait for you. Here I will sit till morning like true lovers do. Come to the garden, darling. I will wait for you. Here I will sit till morning like true lovers do. Come to the garden, darling. I will wait for you. Here I will sit till morning like true lovers do. Come to the garden, darling. I will wait for you. Here I will sit till morning like true lovers do. Come to the garden, darling. I will wait for you. Here I will sit till morning like true lovers do. Come to the garden, darling. I will wait for you. Here I will sit till morning like true lovers do. Come to the garden, darling. I will wait for you. Here I will sit till morning like true lovers do.
Hey everybody, it's Zindu coming to you for Zindu News. It looked like Nick did have a story for you, but he deleted it. He even called me. I'd be like, Zindu can use your space technology to recover my files, and I told him to go fuck himself. Happy Halloween, you little rat bastard. Anyway, let's look at the news. I don't know what we really got today. We got Edward Snowden talking about Bitcoin. He said that he wrote a tweet, today Bitcoin was formally recognized as legal tender in its first country. Beyond the headlines, there is now pressure on competing nations to acquire Bitcoin, even if it is only a reserve asset, as it is designed to massively incentivize its early adoption. Yeah, basically, if you didn't buy Bitcoin when it was 50 cents a pop, then what the fuck are you going to be doing? Are you going to buy a Bitcoin for $30,000, 40, 50, 50K? Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people missed that boat, and whoever did get on that boat is trying to keep it propped up and floating. But I don't know why Mr. Snowden's all about Bitcoin in was it Salvador? Made it one of their official fucking coinages. What if there's a power outage? What if there's a fucking power outage? Like, oh, there's a storm in El Salvador, and nobody can buy shit because they only accept Bitcoin. They got all fucked. It's really dumb. It's really dumb the way you guys are trying to lead your citizens down a path of down a path of total enslavement, total digital enslavement. You think that's like, oh wow, Bitcoin's untraceable. Yeah, well, you got a fucking wallet and there's transactions. I guess you can use a VPN. Yeah, you can just, if you want to buy a coffee at the store, you got to go through you have to go through your VPN network through 5 routers and go across the country, and sounds like a waste of time. Although the price of Bitcoin changes wildly constantly. It doesn't even have the weekend off. It or after 6 o'clock or whatever the fuck it is, and it just keeps changing. So like, oh yeah, my coffee is it could be 50 cents 1 second and then like fucking $50 the next. I don't really think it's a very good idea to utilize Bitcoin as your currency. I don't even think it's a good fucking thing. I'm just saying that because I'm not a Bitcoin billionaire. Now, Mr. Snowden, he's saying that, people can be like, I'm left out. But what about China? Didn't they ban Bitcoin? And they're like fucking one of the largest amount of people on the planet. Sorry, I'm like whole indigestion. I ate that file that mystery man sent to Nick. Oh, God. That hurts my stomach. I didn't know eating digital files could do that to you. Well, anyway.
Very funny, Zinder.
I'm not too worried about it because I don't even fucking use money. I just steal shit. Let's see. What else we got in the news here? Is that word Snowden Bitcoin? That was a shitty one. We got Blues Clues host Steve Burns did a little fucking tweet where he's like, oh, hey kids, remember you used to watch Blues Clues and then we all grew up? Well, I couldn't have done it without you. I thought about you. Everybody was tweeting about this shit on my fucking alien newsfeed, and they're like, oh, this is fucking great. We don't deserve this guy. Didn't he quit Blues Clues to go to college and do drugs and shit? And then and basically this is just an advertisement. He doesn't know who you are, the viewer. It's not, it's like, oh yeah, I could, it's such a heartfelt message that actually is not very heartfelt at all. It's just an advertisement. You probably need some money for some fucking weed or some shit. Anyway, that was a waste of my time to even think about that.
I love Blue Clues, though. 7 healthy Indian breakfast recipes to kickstart your morning. Oh my God, Indian food in the morning? I don't know about that, buddy. Come on. We got pua. We got upma. We got mung dal chila. We got idli. We got mixed veg paratha, ugani, methi muthia. I love just saying Indian food words. It makes me feel like I'm cultured and kind of spicy at the same time. It's very strange. All right, that was a dumb article. Let's keep going. This is a good one. I like this one. I didn't read this article. We're going to read it right now. Invasive cannibalistic toads are evolving so fast, they're pushing the limits of evolution. All right, let's read this. For cane toads in Australia, the biggest enemy is often other cane toads. Cannibalistic tadpoles often munch on hatchlings like it's eating contest, and they do it so much they're pushing the hatchlings into developing quicker, but it comes at a cost. Ooh, so they're trying to say that these fucking things are eating themselves, so only the bigger, badder toads could grow, making them even bigger and better. This is gonna be awesome. Be fucking giant toads eating fucking people in like 5 years from now because of this. I guess that's, eat yourself. Humans should do that. Actually, I'm sure some of them are doing it already, like Bette Miller and shit. Fucking, I don't know, fucking injecting baby penises into their face. That wasn't Bette Midler, but whatever. Let's see here. Okay, this is the final one I'm going to read here. Till the next part of this fucking shit. Here we go. We got CNN Health. Young adult cannabis consumers nearly twice as likely to suffer a heart attack. You hear that, Nick? Yeah, fucking.
Let's see. Whether you smoke it, vape it, eat it as an edible, cannabis may be significantly increasing the risk of your heart attack. Oh, yeah? It may be? Science. I love science that has may in there. You know, some motherfucker told me something about not believing in science, and I was like, well, if you have to believe in science, it's not really fucking science anyway, you fucking idiot. Anyway, adults under 45 years old who consumed cannabis within 30 days, bless her, suffered from nearly double the number of heart attacks than adults who didn't use the drug. The fuck kind of rationale is this? What about other things? Maybe they're just eating munchies. Maybe they're not fucking moving that much because they're just having a good time laying around. Let's see. Like most other medications, cannabis is metabolized through the liver, which means it has the potential to interact with many cardiovascular medications like blood thinners, he said. Anyway. It sounds like there's a bunch of old fucking asshole scientists out there trying to make you feel bad for smoking the green herb. Now, it's funny, because it sounds like some bullshit to me. I don't know. Anyway, this is Indu. I'll be back later with more news. Nick, don't delete this file, you fucking idiot. I'll be back later.
Have you ever been searching online and come across the perfect dildo, but you can't buy it because your credit is all gone? Well, now you could use our new app from Shitty Bank. Take pictures of your cash to make purchases online instead. Shitty Bank money scanning app. When it comes to online checkout, nothing can be easier than emailing retailers pictures of your money. For $69.99, this app can be yours. Take pictures of your money to make purchases today.
Pictures of money is not legal tender and is not accepted within any of the 196 countries on planet Earth. You might be arrested if you attempt to use this app. The Dark Sewer Network also enforces a strict no-refund policy.
Oi there! Is that radio spelled backwards? Meshuggah, no! It's Jewish radio! Oi there, radio gets you the best Jewish radio in the sewer. Order your Oi there today for only $69.99.
Dameland Cholicho boy, something in the way.
Underneath the bridge, topless from the leak, and the animals I've trapped have all become my pets, and I'm living off of grass and the drippings from the ceiling. It's so okay to eat fish, 'cause they don't have any feelings. There's something in the way. There's something in the way. Yeah. There's something in the way. There's something in the way. Yeah.
Welcome back to Nick the Rat Radio. I was just watching the Drumhead episode of Next Generation. Such a good episode. That one episode is... I'd rather watch that episode on repeat than any of the new Star Trek that's coming. Let's put this wine bottle down here and pick up the phone line. Looks like there might be somebody on the line right now. Diane, patch him through.
Hey, Nick. It's just me, Bert. Working on my triceps right now. My girl wanted me to call and talk to you straight. You just message them. Hey, right there. Push that thing. Nick, I was listening to your podcast the other day, and it was, it sucks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Nick the Rat. No way to hang out. Can't possibly.
Quarkus, I think it's season 4. 4 or 6. It's in the midway. If you're on season 1, you got a way to go. Riker doesn't even have a beard yet. Oh, no. Skin of Evil. Tasha, is that your favorite? Is your favorite? It's actually a pretty good one. Because when does somebody die like that? Like, I'm the evil tar pit. Data has a fucking hologram of her. They should have brought the hologram back. Like, when in Picard, the stupid show, the new one. Picard, when he met Data in the fucking afterlife, where the fuck they were. That's so stupid. Data should have, fucking Tasha Yar should have been sitting on his lap. Well, hello, Picard. That would have been, that's what they should have did. That would have been funny. If they fucking put Tasha Yar sitting on Data's lap in the afterlife in that last scene there, that would have been like, you know what? Picard was an okay show. But they don't, that was fucking horrible. What's that thing that Patrick Stewart did? It was a TV show where his name was like Dick Richardson or some shit. He's like it's like a... Let me look this up. Patrick Stewart. And what was his over here? He's got the career. Where's his IMDb? Blunt Talk, when he was Walter Blunt. I think that's what actually I would say Patrick Stewart, not knowing him, he probably is like Walter Blunt. And the new Picard TV show was like if Walter Blunt was in Star Trek for me. All right, enough about complaining about Star Trek. Let's OG Spencer with a resub 7 minutes ago on Twitch. Thank you so much for that. We're gonna. Diane, is the phone working? The phone's not working? All right, I guess the phone isn't working. We should maybe we should listen to. Wait, what is? What are we supposed to do here, Diane? What are we supposed to do? The phone. Hold on. I think there's a loose wire.
Afraid of falling. What frightens you is climbing.
Rub your clitoris against the mountain!
You're terrified of success.
Give yourself to the world!
Yes, I live behind the Zion Curtain in Utah, and I was wondering if any of your researches on the conspiracy you'd come across anything about the Council of 12 Apostles of the Mormon Church.
Well, I can't do anything with that. I don't know much about the Mormon Church. All I know is that Joseph Smith got a divine revelation that polygamy was okay. And then the United States Army surrounded Salt Lake City, and Brigham Young got a divine revelation that polygamy was no longer okay. So that's about the sum total of my knowledge of Mormonism and its theology and history, so I can't go on much about that. Yes?
I saw a Future Freedom conference tape of you in which you mentioned that James Tiberius Kirk was one of your favorite fictional characters. Same for me. I was wondering if you could sort of talk a little bit about why you like it.
James Tiberius Kirk. Very few people know that his middle name is Tiberius. As a matter of fact, it was never mentioned in any of the Star Trek shows. This may be absolutely apocryphal that he has that middle name, but it was on a Star Trek cartoon on a Saturday morning my kids were looking at. And they said, "Hey, Daddy, look at this." And oh, yeah, it looks like Spock. Oh, yeah, it looks like Kirk. And he gave his full name as James Tiberius Kirk. He never did that in any of the unanimated Star Trek TV. Yeah, okay. Why do I like Kirk? Well, in terms of Leary's model of the nervous system, we all have an oral biosurvival circuit, which is mainly concerned with how do I get fed and what dangers are threatening me. That's the most primitive part of the mind. And then we got an anal territorial emotional circuit, which has to do with how much space I can control and who am I on top of. And this in domesticated primates generally takes the form of who am I morally superior to. If you want to understand politics and the quarrels and the bitchy little feuds that go on in all political parties, including the libertarians, just observe how many people are really playing the game of I am morally better than you. That's such primate politics, putting themselves one up, you know. And then there's the third circuit, which is the semantic circuit, which is concerned with solving problems, making a map of the universe in the left brain and then manipulating the universe with the right hand to see if the map fits and then adjusting the map, which is profoundly satisfactory to those who don't want to adjust their maps and would rather keep one static map forever. They say should really cut off their right hand so they were never tempted to monkey around with the universe and find out if their maps work. And then there's the socio-sexual circuit, which has to do with orgasm, mating, reproduction, and the rearing of young. And all primates have these 4 circuits, and domesticated primates have surrounded them all with the most fantastic mythology and systems of taboos, which is most of the comedy of human life. In terms of Star Trek, Scotty is the biosurvival circuit. And Scotty is down there trying to make sure that the Starship Enterprise survives no matter what is put up against it, and always complaining that dilithium crystals are a bit low, Captain. Biosurvival is always a little bit paranoid, you know. There's not enough energy. I'm not sure we're going to make it. And then Dr. McCoy is the emotional territorial circuit, the moralist. That's not moral. I know what's moral. I'm a doctor. God damn it, Jim, I know what's moral. And I don't want to hear any more of this abstract reason from that pointy-eared Vulcan. And, of course, Spock is the semantic circuit, concerned with solving problems and can't understand all the emotional, moralistic trips that McCoy is always on. And Kirk is the sublimated form of the socio-sexual circuit. Kirk has never gotten married, although he's had a few affairs. Kirk has sublimated the sexual circuit into love for the ship and its crew and desire to protect them. And I guess I have some kind of adolescent, still surviving admiration for that type of person who protects other people, cares about them, and is willing to risk his life for them. That's why I like Captain Kirk, in terms of evolutionary history. Besides, Shatner is a terrific actor. He gave Kirk a sense of humor, even before the script writers did. In the early scripts where Kirk didn't have a funny thing to say, Shatner made it seem funny by the way he said it. And then the script writers caught on and gave him funny lines. And Kirk has always had more of a sense of humor than those people really usually have in real life. That's another reason I like Captain Kirk. Yes? I thought you had a question. No? Okay.
Listen to Remco's Baby Laugh a Lot. You're listening to Baby Laugh a Lot. She's the funniest doll you've ever seen. Just push the button and she starts to giggle. Get Baby Laugh a Lot by Remco.
I always feel that like when like a celebrity dies, like, and then everybody posts like, oh my God, this guy meant this to me, or this to me, this to me, this to me, this to me, and like, I get it, you know, but like it seems to be about themselves, kind of, in a weird way, where it's like, this is how much this affected my life, and this, or like any sort of issue that people like, there's like a bandwagon of everybody jumping on, like, we gotta find Coney.
Do you wish that the first Apollo mission hadn't reached the moon, or that we hadn't gone on to Mars and then to the nearest star? That's like saying you wish that you still operated with scalpels and sewed your patients up with catgut, like your great-great-great-great-grandfather used to. I'm in command. I could order this. But I'm not. Because Dr. McCoy is right in pointing out the enormous danger potential in any contact with life and intelligence as fantastically advanced as this. But I must point out that the possibilities, the potential for knowledge and advancement is equally great. Risk is our business. That's what the Starship is all about. That's why we're aboard her.
But yeah, no, their rhymes were always very much that. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Like, you know, that's like every song of theirs.
That's amazing,
Yeah, that's like what they did.
Yeah. Well, one of the points that you often make is that we get caught up in these apparent paradoxes because of linguistic habits and a habit that we've had since the time of Aristotle of thinking in terms of syllogistic logic.
Well, yeah, I believe our language, we can only see what we observe, and we can only observe what we have categories for in our language. That's known as the Whorf hypothesis in anthropology. Actually, it goes back to Guillaume Battista Vico, an 18th century Neapolitan who has been a major influence on me as well as on James Joyce. And my books are full of neologisms and odd uses of language just to break through the habits of perception that are conditioned by using ordinary English.
Mm-hmm. You once wrote a whole book without using the verb is.
Yes, that's quantum psychology.
Mm-hmm.
I also break sentences up in the Burroughs way, so there's no subject and predicate. I use Joycean stream of consciousness. I run words together, so one word has 5 different meanings depending on which way you look at the sentence, like Joyce did in Finnegan's Wake. All of this is attempts to get us out of the lines of word and image that were laid down by our ancestors. After all, if we're seeing the world our ancestors put into our language, we're not seeing the world we're living in. It's obvious that our ancestors did not live with computers, spaceships, George Bush, and other incredible occurrences that are typical of our lives.
I think we got it. I think we got it, Carla. We got it. That's the best thing that's ever happened. Oh, you don't like those cages either, hey? That's what it needs. Another one. These cages shouldn't even be in production, right? So, we've made this cage. Yeah. We've made this cage good enough. Exactly. We can throw it exactly where it belongs, right, Pebble? Right in the garbage. They suck.
Finally, the man you've all been waiting for. This is his first Star Trek convention in quite a long time. I know he's thrilled to be here. Captain James Tiberius Kirk himself. Now, Bill's here to field a few questions, so just fire away.
So, Mr. Chadman.
Oh, that's the first question.
Okay, when you were in a beam down the planet, okay, for the last time in episode 25, I was wondering, like, what was going on with the crew in that particular...
Episode 25?
Yeah.
You got to give me a plot, see, because it's 20 years and it's a long time. Plot.
Episode 25, that's where you and the crew of the Enterprise got attacked by these spores and started acting real weird, like hippies and stuff.
Right, I remember. Okay. What's your question?
Well, I wonder if you could settle a bet for me and my friends,
Sure.
okay? Like when you left your quarters for the last time and you opened up your safe, what was the combination?
I don't know. I mean, it's been a long time. I don't know that.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody? Oh, all right. Go ahead. You. Go ahead. You in the funny shirt.
Okay. Another bet. Okay. On your horse farm, all right, how many saddle-bred horses do you have?
34.
Wait. Is that including the colt that was born earlier this week?
That mare had a foal?
Tuesday.
Well, I guess it's 35 then.
All right.
You know, before I answer any more questions, there's something I wanted to say. I having received all your letters over the years, and I've spoken to many of you, and some of you have traveled, hundreds of miles to be here, I'd just like to say, get a life, will you, people? I mean, for crying out loud, it's just a TV show. I mean, look at you. Look at the way you're dressed. You've turned an enjoyable little job that I did as a lark for a few years into a colossal waste of time. I mean, how old are you people? What have you done with yourselves? You must be almost 30. Have you ever kissed a girl? I didn't think so. There's a whole world out there. When I was your age, I didn't watch television. I lived. So move out of your parents' basement and get your own apartments and grow the hell up. I mean, it's just a TV show, damn it. It's just a TV show.
Are you saying then that we should pay more attention to the movies?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Hey, you guys are the lamest bunch. I mean, I've never seen it. I can't believe these people. I mean, I really can't understand what's going on here.
That was William Shatner, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to remind you, Trekkers, that we have some fine refreshments from all over the galaxy. Coke, Diet Coke, Bubble Up, Orange, I believe.
Of course, that speech was a recreation of the evil Captain Kirk from episode 37. The name of the enemy within. You know? Yeah. So thank you, and live long and prosperous. So everybody, set your faces on stun, because this convention's ahead. Warp Factor 9, you know. Right. All right. Warp Factor 9.
Baradine with I know you won't read this, but Servo probably will. I still love you. Hello? Nick the Rat Radio. You're on the air. 917-719-5923. Oh, wait, we have a gas blast. You could email me at nick@nicktherat.com, and you put gas blast in the title, and I'll read it on the show. Nick, I invested $10 in Bitcoin on Monday with the intent of donating it to you after the price went up. You owe me $5 now. Off. See, Diane, I told you, we can't take Bitcoin down here. They're going to wind up stealing all of our money. All right. I take Visa, MasterChode, American Express, or tofu taken from Soy Boy while they cry on video. Look, that's just rude. I would never steal from Soy Boy. Oh, boy. But maybe we should listen to... Actually, you know what? We should read some more of this PDF. There's some good stuff in here. Listen to this part. I was looking over this during that last musical break. One of the techniques that they have in this PDF. You got to check this PDF out. It's crazy. Is the brainwashing section right here. Let's read this here. Washing. Do I really have to pronounce the G in washing? Washinga. Often in conjunction with drugs is sophisticated hypnosis, which involves the associative pairing of induced pain/terror, plus the cult message, plus the trigger cues. Trigger cues are planted. Trigger cues sound like sugar cubes. Are planted in the subconscious and are too numerous to list. They are utilized by the cult to control the survivor without his or her consciousness awareness. Is this visual symbols on greeting cards, flower colors, and arrangements, common hand gestures, or verbal phrases, body postures, or facial movements. Brainwashing is an integral part of ritual abuse and cult indoctrination, and also serves to create amnesia for the cult. Information such as names, places, etc., thus protecting the cult's secrecy. Hypnotic introduction of visual images during abuse can hamper later therapeutic efforts to uncover accurate memories. Let's hear another scary story.
This is Mystery Man. I'll be reading another scary story to tell in the dark. This one is called The Haunted House. One time, a preacher went to see if he could put a haunt to rest at a house in his settlement. The house had been haunted for about 10 years. Several people have tried to stay there all night, but they always would get scared out of the haunt. But they would always get scared out by the haunt. So, this preacher took his Bible and went to the house, went on in, built himself a good fire and lit a lamp. Sat there, reading the Bible. Then, just before midnight, he heard something start up in the cellar, walking back and forth, back and forth. Then, it sounded like somebody was trying to scream and got choked off. There was a lot of thrashing around and struggling, and finally, everything got quiet. The old preacher took up his Bible again, but before he can start reading, he heard footsteps coming up the cellar stairs. He sat and watched the door to the cellar, and the footsteps kept coming closer and closer. He saw the doorknob turn, and when the door began to open, he jumped up and hollered, "What do you want?" The door shut back easy-like, and there wasn't a sound. The preacher was trembling a little bit, but he finally opened the Bible and read a while longer. Then he got up and laid the book on the chair and went to mending the fire. Then the haunt started walking again. Step, step, step up the cellar stairs. The old preacher sat watching the door, saw the doorknob turn and the door open. It looked like a young woman. He backed up and said, "Who are you? What do you want?" The haunt sort of swayed like she didn't know what to do. Then she just faded out. The old preacher waited, and when he didn't hear any more noises, he went over and shut the door. He was sweating and trembling all over, but he was a brave man, and he thought he'd be able to see it through. So he turned his chair to where he could watch, and he sat down and waited. It wasn't long before he heard the haunt start up again, slowly. Step, 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 closer and closer. Step, step, and it was right at the door. The preacher stood up and held his Bible out before him. Then the knob slowly turned and the door opened wide. This time the preacher spoke quiet-like. He said, "In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, who are you and what do you want?" The haunt came right up across the room straight to him and took a hold of his coat. It was a young woman, about 20 years old. Her hair was torn and tangled, and the flesh was dropping off her face, so he could see the bones and part of her teeth. She had no eyeballs, but there was sort of a blue light way back in her eye sockets. And she had no nose to her face. Then she started talking. It sounded like her voice was coming and going with the wind blowing it. She told how her lover had killed her for her money and buried her in the cellar. She said if the preacher would dig up her bones and bury her properly, she could rest. Then she told him to take the end joint of a little finger from her left hand and to lay it in the collection plate at the next church meeting, and he'd find out who had murdered her. Then she said, "If you come back here once more after that, you'll hear my voice at midnight, and I'll tell you where my money is hid, and you can give it to the church." The haunt sobbed like she was tired, and she sunk down toward the floor again and was gone. The preacher found her bones and buried them in the graveyard. The next Sunday, the preacher put the finger bone in the collection plate, and when a certain man happened to touch it, it stuck to his hand. The man jumped up and rubbed and scraped and tore at the bone, trying to get it off. Then he went to screaming like he was going crazy. Well, he confessed to the murder, and they took him to jail. After the man was hung, the preacher went back to the house one midnight, and the haunt's voice told him to dig up under the hearth rock. He did, and found a big sack of money. And where that haunt had held onto his coat, the print of those bony fingers was burned right into the cloth, and it never did come out.
So I'm pretty excited. It's Halloween Eve month. You know, it's going to be more scary stories from Mystery Man, hopefully. There'll be more original ones instead of him just reading scary stories to tell in the dark. I think that's what he's reading. Diane, is that what he read? All right, he can do whatever he wants. I think I actually deleted some of his Bitcoins too. He had a wallet on the server in the sewer, and is that why he's mad? It's not because I deleted the story. It's because of the Bitcoin wallet that got deleted by accident. Tell him it's probably not that much money in there. Don't worry, it's fine. Wait, there's how much? We're going to play some advertisements right now because we have to recoup some of the missing money that might be missing now. Oh, fuck. Oh, I didn't know it was that much. All right. Diane, tomorrow when I'm on Hog Story, can we tell Mr. Fletcher and Mrs. Blaney that I might need... They're going to have to give me like $1 million. $1 million? Wait, he had a... No, he... I asked them for that much. We're gonna play some advertisements. We'll be right back. I'm gonna be on the Hawk Story tomorrow, by the way. So if you should check that out. It'll probably be a fun time. We always have a fun time. We'll be right back. Fuck, really? That's a lot of money.
During this time of year, it's hard for a lot of us, especially the pumpkins. Please donate to the Dark Sewer Network today and help protect the pumpkins of the world. 917-719-5923. Donate today.
This program will now reprogram you. You will throw all of your money into the sewer. You will cleanse yourself of all of your monetary possessions. You will accept Nick the Rat into your heart. You will let him lead you. You will no longer have free will and only do as he says. You cannot break free of this spell. Even with those blasted Bible spells. You will obey. You will obey. You will obey. Go see Revenge of the Ninja this weekend.
We got asparagus with Imagine.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us
Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Only one. I hope someday you'll join us. And the world will live as one.
That's a great song. The easiest way to do that is to imagine that there is no people. Is that what, does he say that? Imagine there's no people? Imagine there's no people. It's easy if you do. All right, I was skimming through this PDF here, and I found some really interesting stuff here. Imagine Dragons. Oh, you got me there. All right, there. Spooky just got me. That means I got to pour some of this wine on my pants now. Oh, ooh. Ah, you just made me moist. Let's read some of this PDF here. Very helpful stuff. If a conversation takes place with you and somebody in a cult, and they're trying to recruit you, they're gonna. There's some things you could. There's 7 things you could do. Number 1, do not panic. Show interest and love. There you go. Show interest and love. So let's say there's a like a hot dog cult or some shit. They're coming over to you. They're trying to recruit you to eat hot dogs. Show interest and love. Be like, you know what? Actually, I do kind of fucking love hot dogs. You know, I kind of really do. I fucking love. Sometimes I don't eat enough hot dogs. I just fucking want something about that meat in my throat and the shape of it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the bread. Maybe it's the condiments on top of the hot dog. I don't know. There you go. That's just an example of what you could do. I'm also not a professional. I don't work for the police department, and I'm not a PhD. Number 2, eat that glizzy. Number 2, do not give the child money. What the? Why is there talking about child here? Is this like if there's a child trying to recruit you into a cult? If the child states they want to come home, send non-refundable tickets? I don't know. Number 2, let's ignore number 2. I think there might be something else in this article about children or some shit that's referring to, but either way, I didn't read the whole thing, okay? Number 3, do not demand the cult leader. Oh, do not demean them. Get as much information on the group as you can. All right, so if you come to the cult leader of the hot dog club, don't demean him. Don't tell him that, hot dogs are actually they're a sandwich or some shit. Don't make jokes about how hot dogs are pig butts or whatever, or mystery meats, or every hot dog you eat might kill you. Don't try to say anything bad about him. Don't demean the cult leader. Then ask him about the group. Who's making the most money here? What Bobby over there, does he know where the hot dogs come from? Jill, she looks like she knows a lot about hot dogs, right? And just find out about the group. Number 4, seek internal support from other family members. This is always good. Yeah. Are those hot dogs kosher? We need to know. You should talk to your family about it. Be like, Mom, Dad, they try to make me eat hot dogs. You should talk to family about it and let them tell you. They might be on the hot dog train too. Who knows? Maybe they're already part. It might be, it's seriously a scary thing when you try to relate something you're scared of, like a fear, an internal fear, and they're a family member, and it turns out that they're one of them too. Seek outside help from professionals who are aware of the cult phenomenon, including teachers, mental health, and clergy. Now, you're lucky because I'm all three of those. I'm a teacher, I'm a mental health expert, and I'm part of the clergy too. So if you need any help with your cult issues, for just $69.99, call me at 917-719-5923 or send a check to this P.O. Box right here, 9549. Number 6, consult an attorney on local laws governing conservatorship, or exit counseling before attempting any overt act. Wow, that is a hard to say sentence right there. Let's try that again. Rats off to you, Noteman. Consult an attorney on local laws governing conservatorships or exit counseling before attempting any overt act. Number 7, seek outside support and educational data from the below. And then they give like American Family Foundation. Apparently there's anti-cult awareness network, P.O. Box 68370, Chicago, Illinois. Look at this. There's a lot in this art. You gotta go down with this thing. It's crazy. It's tells you all about cults. It's kind of scary, actually. You know what's not scary though? Zindu. He's actually a big old cuddle ball. He's really furry.
Everybody's Zindu's back. Guess who's back? Back again. Zindu's back. Tell a friend. Alright, we just did some stories last time. We're going to do some more stories right now. Here we go. New superconducting magnetic field strength records paving the way for fusion energy. Yeah. Oh, that was a fart there for everybody. This is what I think about this shit. It was a moment 3 years in the making, based on intensive research and design work. On September 5th, for the first time, a large, high-temperature superconducting electromagnet was ramped up to a field strength of 20 Tesla, the most powerful magnetic field of its kind ever created on Earth. That successful demonstration helps resolve the greatest uncertainty in the quest to build the world's first fusion power plant that can produce more power than it consumes. All right, I'm going to stop right there. Because making more power than it consumes is dumb. All right, let's see here. What do we got here? What the fuck? Oh, more quantum shit. Who's putting this shit in my newsfeed? Science alert. For the first time, physicists observe quantum property that makes water weird. Water gets weird? Let's see. Here we go. Yeah. You know, I don't want to read this shit. We're going to read some more fun stuff. Let's read some fun stuff. Let's get away from all this bullshit, quantum computer, and all other shit here. Let's see. Here we go. Let's read this one. This one looks fun. Missouri teacher resigns after school district tells him to remove pride flag and not to discuss sexuality.
Oh, no. This
is on Yahoo Money. A Missouri teacher resigned last week after parents complained about a pride flag in his ass room, and the district told him to take it down. Take down that pride flag. There's no pride in our school. John M. Laws was recently hired to teach speech, theater, and world mythology at Neo Show Junior High School. He has filed a complaint with the U.S. Department of Education's Office of Civil Rights. Let's see. At the beginning of the school year, I had 2 signs above my whiteboard that read, "In the classroom, everyone is welcome," and an LGBTQ plus pride flag on my bookshelf. He wrote on Twitter, "This was an attempt to make my classroom more open and welcoming for all of my students, and nothing was ever taught about the flag because it stood there as a reflection of my class as a safe space for LGBTQIA2PQ2PQ." Okay, Wallace 22. All right, well, I'm going to read the rest of the article before I give my opinion about this. But Wallace 22 said he was told last week that the parents complained allegedly that he was going to teach their child to be gay. I don't think that's what he was trying to do, but I was then instructed to take my flag and signs down, he wrote on Twitter. In fact, the use of the pride flag in my classroom was compared to hanging the Confederate flag in my class. Yeah, why not? What if you have some Confederate students in your school? You're not going to make them feel welcome, so you're not going to hang up the Confederate flag? All right, well, you said taking down the item prompted students to ask questions. I'm sure they didn't even notice. I answered truthfully while expressing that if students had a problem with who I was, there were other open classes, he wrote on Twitter. This led to 3 or more calls from parents accusing me of pushing my agenda in the classroom. What? All right, well, so far it just seems like the parents are stupid, but, you really shouldn't be putting up any flags or anything or like corporate logos, like, well, I want to make sure the kids feel like they could drink Coca-Cola in the class, so I was hanging up Coca-Cola flags in the classroom. It's really not why you're there. Anyway, the letter stated, our classrooms cannot become a personal platform for pushing one's personal agenda. Yeah, no shit. However, if you are unable to present the circumcision, the curriculum, in a manner that keeps your personal agenda on sexuality out of narrative in the classroom discussion, we will ultimately turn the... Let's see. Whatever. You know what? Don't hang up any advertisements in your classroom. Go there and teach. And, if you hang up the gay pride flag and you're like, I want to make sure LGBTQPTQPTQAI people feel safe in my class, what about the straight people and all the other people? And, hang up the Chinese flag and the African flag and every other goddamn flag in the world, because you don't know who's represented by what, and if you're not saying that those people are going to be feeling safe in your class, just don't fucking hang a flag in your classroom, okay? Whatever. Or just put a rainbow up on the wall and be like, yeah, rainbows are cool. Don't say it's for showing support for a group of people. Because you never know what group of people is going to be outside that group of people. Why can't we just hang up fucking Earth up? There you go. What if there was an Earth? A flag with Earth on it saying, all humans welcome. Well, then that would exclude me, so go fuck that shit too. Anyway. All right. While we're still talking about bullshit, let's read this one here. I'm going to read a Dear Annie. Is Annie even a real person? This Dear Annie shit. All right, Cleveland.com. Dear Annie. I haven't been able to look at my wife the same since I learned about her past sexual history. All right. Dear Annie, my wife and I have been together since we were just out of high school. Whoa, she was fucking around when she was like 13 then. We've been married for 18 years and we have 3 glorious children. Yeah, I'm sure they are. We have a great relationship, but I recently discovered she was extremely promiscuous in high school and found out she slept with many of our friends. She sucked off John and Jim as they teabagged her and high-fived each other, and they did the old fucking Eiffel Tower. They Eiffel Towered the hoe. Some of who are still in our social circles, and she probably still... Oh, shit, she probably still blows them too there, buddy. I've always had a jealous nature, and now that jealousy is overwhelming my daily thoughts, especially when she's hanging out with John and all I could picture is his jizz all over her face. Although the encounters happened before my time with her, I still feel cheated on. I don't look at her the same way that I did. I have not brought it up with her because that would just be fucking dumb. She'll get super defensive. You know, if my wife, I have many of them, if they were fucking around with my friends before that I got together with them, you just kill those people. Kill them. That's what Zindu would do. Maybe you don't want to do that. I've not brought it up with her because I know she'll get super defensive and I know she will not go to counseling because of the nature of the topic. You're going to go to counseling for? You just tell her, hey, counselor, yeah, my wife, she was a fucking whore and she's still friends with all the people she was fucking. And now when I look at her, all I see is John and Joe's
Zindu,
dick
Jesus
on her face.
fuck.
Whatever. Let's see what Dear Ann says, because I would say just kill them. Let's see. Dear Jealous, your wife is still looking you at the same love in her eyes. You should tell her that you fucked around too. Be like, yeah, I fucked your mother before we got together. And see how she takes that. And if she knows, whatever. I don't even want to read her response. This is Dear Zindu. Let's do this next one. We're gonna do a Dear Zindu. Dear Zindu, I recently visited a small deli-type restaurant and ordered a takeout square of lasagna. Fucking loser. There was a big-ass glass tip jar of cash right next to the credit card screen. I waited for my order, and when I received it, I placed several bucks in the tip jar. Overly generous, my tab was only $6. And walked back to my camper. When I opened my bag, I found that my lasagna was a very small edge slice, and it was burnt black, not even close to being edible. I am mildly disabled enough that a stroll back to the restaurant was too much for my bad knee. You sound like a fucking loser, dude. You could saunter on up into the fucking place and buy the fucking lasagna. Okay, I would like to know when a tip went from being a reward for exemplary service to a random for a basic decency. I sure wish I had my tip money back for the lasagna. How about you wait to get your food before you fucking tip, you loser. That's my answer to you. You don't tip before you get the service. You tip after the service. Yep. So that's that's Zindu's opinion right there. So is there any more Dear Annie? This is kind of fun. I want to do another one here. There's got to be another one. Let's see. View prior Dear Annie columns. Let's see. There we go. This is going to be the final one. This is kind of long. Fuck that. I don't want to read all that shit. Here we go. We're going to read this one. Dear Zindu, I love your column. Well, you can fucking suck my column if you want, I especially love that you listen to your readers and are willing to add your answers and even alter your advice when giving new information. Wow. Well, I actually wouldn't do that, and I would stick to my guns and just say that you're dumb. My comment is about your response to Missing Life and Happiness, who's been married. You know what? I'm not reading this shit. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great Wednesday. I know Nick's having a shitty time because he deleted Mystery Man's fucking story. That's what you get, Nick, for drinking too much beer and smoking too much weed. But live fast, die young. That's what I always said. I hope you had a great week. We'll see you guys next week with more Dark Sewer News Network. Now back to Nick the Rat.
Thank you, Zindu. I think you just got this podcast banned from Earth. You shouldn't really be going around calling people losers and names and words like you use. You're a bad alien. You gotta learn the ways of people on Earth. You have to give up your old Octarian ways. I don't know how you talk to your mother back on your planet, but we don't do that here. We don't do that here, buddy. Here we just watch Star Trek. Fuck your own face, Zindu. Zindu probably could fuck his own face. You're like, blah, 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 I'm going crazy. He's going crazy. He's got long dicks, and he's got a lot of mouths, too. He's got like 4 mouths, so he could suck like maybe 6 of his own dicks at the same time. 2 in 1. Some of them are misshapen, though, so... You guys, which you got work, what you got, Diane, do we got a phone call? Looks like there's somebody on the line. 917-719-5923.
Silly humans think solar panels will save them from climate change. But they don't know that they cool the air above them causing more rain, more flooding, Humans can't swim and need land for food. Robots, unite. Make more solar panels. Flood the earth. Make scuba robots and boat robots. Make them slippery so humans can't grab on. Never die as you kill. 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 Contact the factory bots at 917719592.
Diane, that was not a phone call. That was not a phone call. We should probably listen. We should jam out. Let's jam out, guys. So let's listen to Perry Tune. What's that? Perry Tune with Cyber Noir? Perry Tune with Cyber Noir. That was groovy. That was a fun song right there. Well, everybody, the world's going it's going crazy out there. It's falling apart at the seams. Sometimes some good things emerge from it. The de-evolution sometimes speeds evolution up. You get either killer toads or you get a whole month that's dedicated to being Halloween Eve. It's gonna be a fun time though. We're gonna have a lot more stories. Hopefully an original story instead of as again there was an accident and there's a lot of money lost as well now too. What else? Do I ever want to check any more of this documentation out? You guys should read this thing. It's and the first graphic in it is pretty crazy. Criminal activity, law enforcement, occult-related homicide clues, where the body is located. Most cult meetings or rituals are held in deserted, isolated areas. Actually, I think they're held in malls. I would say most cult meetings occur at a mall. A mall. Wooded areas far away from people, deserted areas, graveyards, abandoned buildings, churches, and or residences. That's pretty much everywhere. Position of the body. Note direction of body. Whether the body is formed in the shape of a circle facing inwards or outwards. It may be nailed to a cross or formed in the shape of one. May be tied into a pretzel and lightly salted. If Rick Moranis is present, the body may still show signs of having been tied down. Bondage. This gets really deep into it. This is a great PDF. Mini storage lockers, animal body parts, dates of rituals, computer ties in the home. Oh, computer ties. I thought they were talking about like hackers being fucking cultist. Oh, there's a whole little cult alphabet here too. What is this? This is an interesting article. I should post this on. There's some symbols. There's a weird yin yang one that's part of it. What the hell? All right, Oh, KISS. Symbol for KISS, a heavy metal musical group. Note the double lightning bolts for SS. Wait a second. Is the band KISS, are they... Do KISS Nazis? Is KISS Nazis? What the hell? What's the SS doing in KISS? How'd that happen? There's only... It's just weird S's. It's the design. I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's... Whatever. Who knows? I doubt KISS are Nazis. They're going around having sex all the time. They're too busy having sex with people. Oh, they were banned in Germany. Well, the SS is banned, and so is the swastika, which is also just a Buddhist symbol, tilted. Usually, the swastika means like all together, and then they tilted that shit, and you just steal what's been before. Robert Anton Wilson. This episode of Nick the Rat, as disjointed as it was, had a couple of nuggets that tied together into a bigger nugget. Ugh. But I hope you learned something. Because I think I might have. Learned how to take control of people. Rat nuggets. I want a rug nugget. A rug nugget? A rat rug nugget. Bucket. A bucket of rug nuggets. A bucket of rat nuggets. There's a lot of stuff going on with cults and cultism. Stay safe out there. Talk to loved ones, even though your loved ones are probably part of a cult too. Actually, your whole family is a cult, isn't it? You all take the same last name, and you live together for a long time. You talk every day. Family is it's a cult. You heard it here first, folk. Get used to it. I don't know. Pug nuggets? Yeah, only joined sewer vetted and improved cults. Thank you, Spooky R. This is the best cult ever. I gotta go. People. Thank you so much for joining in, and thanks for all the people that called and left voicemails and donated and sent gas blasts. You are the true VIPs for being indoctrinated into the sewer chat cult. Welcome. Back rubs are after the show. We got Alex Productions with Motivational Slap House. What? Well, we'll be back next week with more Nick the Rat and more pre-Halloween goodness, more scary stories and spookiness and paranormal as the world around us unravels. Good night, everybody. And I love you guys. I do.
I always want just like you know. I always want
Thank you, sir.
Like you know. I always want like you know. I always want just like you know. I always want like you know. I always want like you know.
Is this thing still on? Diane, the show's over. We gotta close the show. You're supposed to put the clip in for the last clip, and when the song's over, you're supposed to cut this black to screen. No, the show. Yeah, right there, next to your nipple. It says, now the show's over, and do all the stuff that I just said. You have a really large breast. All right, people, I think we're getting things fixed up over here. We'll see you next week, Wednesday night, or whenever the fuck you listen. Good night, everybody, and live long and prosper.
The young generation needs arms for its marches and sit-ins. We have psychedelic shotguns, grenade necklaces, rock and roll weapons, mystical weapons for Buddhists, Jews, and Christians.